Hello, my name is Evan Sakaguchi, and I am here to present my research topic to all you amazing people. Uh, my research topic is that of decision making and how it might be changed in the future due to mainly to technologies that are currently in development. And so let me get on with it. So I first should clarify a bit what I personally believe is decision making. In my opinion, decision making is the capability of being able to decide between multiple options what you believe is the best option and based off of your beliefs and values as values. When it comes to types of decision making, there's two types of decision making: habit-based decision making and value-based decision making. Habit-based decision making, like the name suggests, is decision making that is based off of the habits you have formed over your life. Value-based decision making is based off of you looking at the information you have to determine what would be the best decision according to your beliefs and values. So you also cannot make habit-based decisions and value-based decisions at the same time. So generally you're mostly making habit-based decisions, but generally when you're presented with a lot of information, your brain will start making value-based decisions. And because it has the information to actually generally make those. So, there's many things that affect like how you get to your decision making, how you in specific make your decision making processes. This is one of them is epigenetics. Certain genes affect like certain parts of like your brain, such as how genes that affect your dopamine levels affect how impulsive you are, as well as how much you want to seek new novel experiences, and genes that influence how much serotonin you have will shape how you see and view threats. And there are other genes that affect your emotional regulation and planning capabilities. Then there is also myelin, which is a fatty substance that wraps around the neural axon of your neurons. This helps increase the speed in which its signals are able to travel between neuron to neuron, causing the regions of your brain to be better connected and thus be able to make more coordinated decisions. And generally, you gain more myelin the older you get. This is generally why teens have lesser aren't able to make a decision, well thought out decisions, and are generally more impulsive. But it's not just age that affects how much myelin you have. There's other things such as stress, with chronic stress, which can reduce how much myelin you have in your more flexible thinking circuit, and how fear can actually increase how much myelin you have in defensive circuits. It's through a combination of epigenetics and myelin that helps slowly but surely shape how you personally make decisions. So now we're going to talk into things that can be a bit, that can either are or can lead to confusing subject matters, such as how you subconsciously tend to make a decision anywhere from 7 to 10 seconds before you actually consciously make that decision. This leads to a weird situation or scenario where you technically have already made your decision, yet haven't made your decision at the same time, which I don't want to think about that too much more, because it's not fun to think about too hard. Though if you do think about it too hard, you can probably start to make some understanding of it. I just couldn't do it right now. But something that I can actually explain is how people actually prefer to have more options when it comes to making a decision. But once they finally do make that decision, they actually are more satisfied when they had less options to choose from. This is generally because as humans, we want to make the best possible decision we can. And so we go, so by having more decisions, we're more likely to have better decisions than if we had less decisions. But because of there being so many decisions, it's much harder to confidently say that the decision I made, I fully believe that was the best decision I could have possibly made. But when you have less decisions, it's much easier because there's a much less options, meaning you're much easier able to evaluate each one to confidently say, yes, I believe that decision was the best decision I can make. That is also part of the reason why most people will struggle or just don't make decisions when they have more than 4 options, because they're starting to have a hard time actually confidently saying that, yes, that is the correct decision to make. Okay, now that we got some understanding of decision making and more in general, let's see how AI can actually be used in decision making, whether or not it actually benefits its humanity overall or harms it overall. Well, first of all, you might be wondering, why would we need AI for decision making? We've been doing this perfectly fine for hundreds of thousands of years by now. Well, it's actually quite simple. We're currently in an age where instead of generally lacking information to make decisions off of, we're now overwhelmed by it. There's literally anything you want to know is at the tip of your fingers. And due to AI being much more efficient than a human, it's able to quickly go through a lot of data and essentially help give you the information you need, as well as those recommendations on what to do. This is generally good because AI is helping you save time while not overriding your ability as a human to make your own decisions. And what we probably should not do is just allow AI to just make decisions all on its own. This is because AI doesn't fully have ethical concerns built in at least right now. How maybe in like 10, 20 years from now, it might have like ethical guidelines and we can probably trust it to make decisions for us. But right now, the main thing AI aims for is efficiency, above all else. And since efficient, we can be more efficient if we're not ethical, or letting AI just make decisions solely based off of efficiency, like it will make it so that we would live in a much less ethical world. And I don't think we want that. And then another reason why we don't want AI to just make decisions for us is because it stunts our like growth in our own decision making, as we're not really making any decisions of our own. We're just letting the AI do it. This essentially makes us more reliant on AI, meaning that it's even harder for us to make our own decisions, which would make us even more reliant on AI. It's essentially just a loop that keeps on going and going. And the last reason why we probably shouldn't let AI make all the decisions is that it has none of the human creativity. It can only work on based off of what is already known, and and what is most efficient. What human creativity is, it's a risk in a sense, and AI would probably wouldn't take as many risks due to it looking for efficiency. And since it's much more than us, it's able to easily become more efficient without actually having to take as many risks. Meaning that if we fully let AI make all the decisions for us, it would likely drown out human creativity. And it's for these reasons that AI can either help us today and in the future make decisions, or it could lead to a dystopian future where there's no creativity and everything is solely focused on efficiency. As I said in the beginning, my name is Evan Sakaguchi, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.